Hey guys, welcome to Badass Reviews. Pick up that remote, and today I'm here to review season 1 of the Mandalorian series, which was streaming on Disney Plus. The season 1 has just ended a few weeks ago, and so I will be going into a lot of spoilers in this review. If you have not watched the season yet, maybe watch it and come back later to see this. First off, as a casual Star Wars fan, I absolutely enjoyed The Mandalorian. It was very entertaining to me. I think the showrunners and co-writers, John Favreau and Dave Filoni, they have made a series here um, that what many a grown-up nerd like me had wanted from the space opera universe, and it's basically a standalone story that takes place away from the larger Skywalker saga that we are used to from the films. Many are quick to describe The Mandalorian as a space western. I'm sure if you've followed the trades and the news, um, it is what The Mandalorian has been dubbed as. It's been dubbed as a space western, but in my opinion, it's actually more firmly entrenched in samurai movies. I think the whole series as a whole, it is written in the form of a storytelling technique called uh, you know it's commonly known as the boy and his dog, but it's actually based heavily upon the famed manga series named Lone Wolf and the Cub. It was launched in the 70s, in 1970, and it was written by Kazuko Koike and illustrated by Goseki Kojima. And this whole series, I feel, is a massive homage to that manga, because it is based on the Lone Wolf and a Cup is a story. It's a tale of a disgraced Ronin who is forced to wander the Japanese countryside with his young child in tow. As they go on, they set off on an adventure. They face enemies and all that. And I think Favreau and Filoni have adapted that to the Star Wars universe with a slight Western tinge, of course, especially in terms of the uh, mannerisms of the titular character here. And in Deborah Chow, I think they have unearthed a gem of a director, so kudos to whoever made the decision to hire her, because she actually directs a few episodes in season 1, and alongside the more established Rick Famuyiwa, I think Chow emerged as a significant frontrunner for the future films if Disney ever decides who make it. Of course, they're going to make more Star Wars movies in the future, so I hope that Deborah Chow gets a chance, because she directed my two favorite episodes in the series from season 1, which were chapter 3, The Sin, and chapter 7, which is called The Reckoning. It had the correct amount of emotional quotient, I felt, and it had a great level of entertainment, and something that I had hoped for from a Star Wars series. And I look forward to her helming the entire season of the upcoming Disney Plus series, Obi-Wan. She's actually doing the whole season, if I'm not wrong, and I can't wait to say hello to that series. And then there's also chapter 8, the Redemption. That was the finale of the season, and it is another really great episode. It is further testament to Taika Waititi's unique talent of combining acerbic wit with great imagery, and then topped off with a dash of thrilling action. He directed that episode, the finale. He also played a big part in it. I'll get to that later. Apart from that, the production itself, I think big ups to the whole production crew. Their set designs were remarkable considering the constraints of a TV budget compared to a film one, which is obviously much larger. I thought that Greg Fraser, who was the cinematographer for the entire season, his camera work was surprisingly great. It had many odes to Kurosawa's samurai law, or even Sergio Leone's westerns. Another massive part of the behind the scenes of this series is the background score. It is by Ludwig Göransson. Recently I've said a lot of things about this man. Ludwig Göransson. That's all I can say. Your theme song, it gave me goosebumps every time it came on. I think that you elevated the series, your music elevated the series as a whole. There were a lot of criticisms, I think, from what I've read about its very rocky-ish sound in the first few episodes, but I actually really liked the direction that it took for the music of a Star Wars series. And I think it's very clear that it's really, the music is very influenced by the Eastern musical instruments, and you hear a lot. He combines woodwind instruments with percussions perfectly well. He creates a great depth to the scene with his music. So kudos to Ludwig Göransson. Then now we move on to the star cast, the actors behind this whole series. Undoubtedly, the person that is who carries the entire series on his shoulders is Pedro Pascal. His voice and body language gives life to Din Djarin. Yes, we finally learned the Mandalorian's true name. And the Mandalorian is a reluctant father who slowly begins to care for the child, more commonly known as Baby Yoda. And even if Pascal's voice is the one that emerges from the Mando's suit of armor in every episode, the actor isn't always behind the mask. From what I've read, is that Pascal isn't the one donning the suit most of the time. There are two other men who serve as stand-ins for him. The first is a stunt double who also happens to be the grandson of John Wayne. So, what a coincidence there. Brandon Wayne, he plays most of the he's the stunt double for Pedro Pascal in most of the more dangerous sequences. And then the second is a man named Lateef Crowder. Both of them perform admirably well under the suit, especially when it comes to some difficult stunt sequences. As for the rest of the host of characters in this series, Nick Nolte, he provides the voice and facial capture of an Ugnaught named Quill, and he was by far the favorite character for me in the series. Favorite supporting character for me in the series. He plays the trusted mentor slash grandpa role to the Mandalorian, and I thought he did really well. He had a lot of fantastic one-liners with "I have spoken" and all that. So I thought Nolte did a great job. And then as I mentioned earlier, Taika Waititi also played a droid, a battle droid by the name of IG-11, and he was shown in the first two episodes, and then he got killed off in the first episode, and he got killed off there. So we thought. He returns in the penultimate episode, and then he has a star turn in the finale. I think he dies in a truly heroic exit, and that whole scene was great in terms of the shot composition and all that. I really like that scene. Rounding out the rest of the cast are Gina Carano as well as Carl Weathers, who were great as Cara Dune and Grief Karga respectively. And although I have to say that when the four of them teamed up, they had a great camaraderie. The team spirit, chemistry kind of thing is very prevalent in all the Star Wars movies, series, and name whatever. And I think the four of them really worked well together. I'm really intrigued by Giancarlo Esposito, who plays the primary antagonist of season 1, although he appears only towards the end of the season. He plays the character by the name of Moff Gideon, and I think in season 2 we should be seeing more of him, especially with the reveal, the cliffhanger at the end of the finale, with him carrying the dark saber. I think from that to have somebody of Esposito's caliber playing the primary antagonist, I think that would be really important in season 2. And from what I hear from the forums and such, is that the dark saber is something that's really important to the overall Star Wars universe, especially the Mandalorian Civil War and what happened to Mandalore and its leaders. And I also expect a lot more flashbacks into the Mandalorian's his youth, and what happened to him. Perhaps more about the clan Vizsla, the team of the group of Mandalorian warriors who saved him as a foundling. Maybe a bit more story into them, especially someone who don't know much about the animated series. So overall, I would have to give the Mandalorian series a very good, solid 3.75 out of 5. The first 3 episodes were refreshingly entertaining, followed by a rather pedestrian, albeit vital, next 3 episodes, and then it ended with 2 fantastic episodes. With that, I do hope that Disney Plus finally comes to Asia in time. I hope for the Obi-Wan series. If not, I don't know. I hope to see Disney Plus here soon. With that, this has been a presentation of Badass Reviews. Pick up that remote. Like, share, comment, do that thing, but most importantly, keep calm and rock on.